It's Miss Austin here, and I just wanted to introduce you to our microscopes. So if we were in person right now, then in Science Special, you would get to use the microscopes and check out some plant and animal cells. But since we aren't able to do that right now, we are going to look at them together. So this is a microscope, not to be confused with a magnifying glass. A magnifying glass is small, it's handheld. This is a microscope. It has several different parts, and we're going to go over those parts now. So up here at the very top, this is the part that you would look into. If you were going to use the microscope, it would be tilted like this. A lot of people try and do it like this so that the stage is towards them, but actually this part here, the arm, is what goes towards you. So when you hold a microscope, you always hold it by the arm with one hand and by the base down here with the other. Okay, so arm and base. That's how you hold it, with two hands. All right, and then I'm going to set it down. And we can see up here at the top, this is the eyepiece. And so I would look through the eyepiece like this to see what all there is to see. All right, and the eyepiece is actually the first point that magnifies. So it magnifies things by 10 times, just this little eyepiece lens right here. All right, so we have our eyepiece lens. This part here that goes down is called the tube. All right, I'm going to move my camera a little bit so you can see the microscope a little bit better. You're going to see me a little worse, but that's a trade-off I'm willing to make. Okay, so now, here we can see our microscope. So we saw up at the top, we had the eyepiece lens and the tube. All right, and then coming down here, we have the arm. So this is the arm. Excuse me. Down here, we have 3 different lenses. The lenses themselves are called objective lenses. All right, so the shorter the lens, the less magnification it has. All right, so when you use the microscope, we start with the red objective lens. All right, it's magnifying things only a little bit. And then the yellow one, once we got everything focused with red, we would switch to the yellow objective lens. And when we got it focused there and looked at it there, we would then zoom all the way in with our blue objective lens. So red, then yellow, then blue. On this microscope, they may be different colors on the others, but it's always shortest to longest. So shortest is the least magnification. That's the red one here. Yellow for this one is in the middle, and then the one with the most magnification here is blue. If you listen really carefully, I don't know if you're going to hear it on camera or not, but there's a click when it gets into the right position. So let's listen. Okay, so each time it clicks in, and that's how you know you have it in the right place. Okay, so those are our clicks. So these 3 objective lenses, this thing they spin on, this is called the revolving nose piece. It's sometimes called the turret. So it's either a turret or a revolving nose piece. All right, either name will work. And the objective lenses are what hangs down beneath it. So objective lenses and revolving nose piece or turret all go together. Okay, and then we keep following the arm down and we come to this. This is the stage, just like you would perform in a theater on the stage. This is the stage where what you're looking at sits. Okay, and on top of the stage, we have some clips. And surprisingly enough, they're called stage clips. All right, so our stage clips will hold our slides in place when we're looking at them on the microscope. So when you're using a microscope, it's not like a magnifying glass. With a magnifying glass, you can kind of look at anything no matter what it is, but when you use a microscope, you're going to use slides always. They're little pieces of glass, and I'll show you those in the next video. All right, and they have samples on them that have to be cut and prepared in a certain way in order to work with the microscope, because light actually has to be able to shine through whatever you're looking at. So you can't look at something opaque on a microscope like this. It has to be something translucent or transparent. So stage is this black part here, and the stage clips are here. All right, underneath the stage down here, you have something that has this little stick that kind of sticks out that you can kind of see, and it has this thing here. This is called the diaphragm, all right? And it makes something inside of this little tube bigger and smaller to let in more and less light, okay, which can help you see different like heights within the slide and can just make the slide a little clearer and easier to see. So this is our diaphragm down here, and by moving the little stick that's attached to it there, you can kind of see the stick where my hand is. Okay, I can move that, and that will change the amount of light that's coming through. And below that, I'm going to tilt this down a little bit more. Okay, below that, we have the illuminator, which is the light source. Okay, to illuminate is to light up, and this is the illuminator. Okay, and so it just shines light up and through. There's actually a hole in the stage. I'm going to try and tilt the camera so you can see that hole. So if you look, right in there, you can kind of see the glass hole. All right, that's the light comes through. So the light leaves the illuminator down here, passes through the diaphragm, through the piece of glass here in the stage, and then through your slide, and then up through the lens, the tube, and into the eyepiece so that you can see it. On the sides, we have two different knobs. Okay, we have a large knob here. This is our coarse focus. So as I turn this, watch what happens to the stage. So the stage goes up and down. That's actually how you focus a microscope. It isn't like a camera. It's not on your phone. It's not doing it digitally. It's actually there's a certain point at which the light refracts correctly, and you have to find that point by raising and lowering the stage. So when you're focusing a microscope, you start off with the shortest objective lens. You lower the stage all the way down using the coarse focus knobs. You put your slide on, and then you raise it all the way up, and then you slowly, while you're looking, start to lower it down until it's in focus. The smaller knob here is called the fine focus. Okay, so you can see it on this side too. So coarse and fine. The fine focus just moves the stage a tiny bit. So if you're looking, even if I turn it a lot, you can barely tell that the stage is moving. Okay, whereas the coarse focus, if I move it even a little, you can see that the stage moves. So this just moves the stage in tiny amounts. So as you're getting close to being in focus, you would switch over to fine focus and just kind of get it that last little bit to bring it all the way in focus. And then at the bottom, you have your base. This can let you control how much light the illuminator is putting out. That's something nice about this microscope. Not all have them. And then on the back, there's a power button, okay, to turn on that illuminator. So mine's on now, if you can see, and off, and on, and off. So this is a microscope. So to go through again, base, fine focus, coarse focus, illuminator, diaphragm, stage, stage clips, objective lenses, 3 of them, revolving nose piece or turret, is this bit they're attached to. Then we have the arm, the tube, and the eyepiece lens. Okay, so those are the parts of a microscope.